first question is from Pepper Persley. You are unmuted.
How are you motivated by the expectations that come with being a very high pick in the draft?
It just comes from hard work. I think I've been working my entire life to get to this point, and this is an opportunity for me to go out and show the world what I can do and showcase my talent along with my teammates. So I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you.
We're going to go to Pepper.
Hello, I'm Pepper Persley from Dish with Pepper. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What's the biggest difference between the WNBA and college basketball so far?
I would say probably the pace of the game and the physicality of the game. Here in the W, if you miss one step, you're 3 steps behind, where college you kind of would only be 1 step behind. So I'd say those 2 things are probably the biggest transitions that I've had to really focus on and work on.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Pepper Persley from Dish with Pepper, and this season will be different from most. How will you adjust?
I think, well, just like I was saying, we're going to need every single person to play because we're looking at the schedule. We play like every other day almost. So you can't rely on 5 people to carry the whole burden of those minutes. And so I think every single person has to be ready to play significant minutes and to contribute. And if we have a balanced team, which I think we do, that will be super helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got a question from Pepper.
Hi, Monique. I'm Pepper Persley from Dish with Pepper. And I saw on your Instagram that you call yourself the self-care queen. How have you taken care of yourself in the wobble, mind, body, and soul?
It's kind of low. You said, how do I take care of myself in the bubble?
In the wobble, mind, body,
and soul. Self-care is so important to me. There's so many different forms of self-care. So some days that's just me writing in my journal, reading, reflecting, being grateful, and finding just moments to have gratitude. And then sometimes it's bubble baths, doing my nails, doing facials, and doing my hair, just things to make me feel good and to really center myself. So like I said, there's a lot of different forms of self-care. So it's just whatever I need in that moment, and just finding the best way that I can use it.
Thank you.
We got a question from Pepper.
Hi, I'm Pepper from Dish with Pepper, and I know that last year you were on a team that was very close to winning a championship. How do you plan to win it all this year?
I think it's just taking one step at a time. I think really starting now, how we're really learning chemistry with each other. A totally different team now, new players on this team, so it's more about getting the chemistry and getting the feel of playing with each other and just taking that step and moving forward. The way everyone working in practice, how hard everyone's working hard, and I think it's going to be a really good season. I think we'll surprise some people for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got a question from Pepper.
Hi, I'm Pepper Persley from Dish with Pepper. And you are a Dream veteran. What have you learned from being a part of this franchise your entire career?
I learned a lot. One, I think when you're with a franchise for a long time, you learn how to communicate with a lot of different people. Obviously, you have new players that come into camp every year, and you'll have a couple returners, but being able to effectively communicate with them and, again, kind of reiterate what the coach wants. I think that's something I've learned from being here for a long time, and just enjoying being here, learning more about Atlanta, being around the city a little more, and being around the community. So that's something I try to take advantage of.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Question comes from Pepper.
Hi, I'm Pepper Persley from Dish with Pepper. And during your first season as head coach, you made it to the playoffs. Then last season, the team had more struggles than not. How are you going to bounce back and make it to the playoffs this season?
Well, good question. I think every season is a new season. You can't rest on your accolades from the season before. I think we made a lot of changes in the off season to kind of give us a fresh start here in Atlanta, even though we're actually not in Atlanta. And so, you know, certainly, you know, with our numbers right now, we don't necessarily have the roster that we thought we would a few months ago, with players who've opted out and players who we're still waiting on to get here. You know, but I think it's really focusing on the day-to-day, focusing on getting better, focusing on, you know, how do we win one game at a time? And if we're not necessarily, you know, in the win column in the first game, how do we keep grinding to give ourselves an opportunity? I think with a shortened season, you know, if you get too far behind, it's going to be really hard to claw your way back out. So, you know, it's going to come down to the teams that can grind, the teams that can stay the most healthy down here, because it's hard, quite frankly, because of quarantine procedures and anything else to, you know, get help in, you know, when you do fall below, you know, 10 players. So, you know, it's going to come down this season to, you know, our health.
Thank you.